Tiffany.
And I'm Mary Beth.
Welcome to Turning Pages.
Today we are going to discuss a couple of different ways to get ready to write your book.
And, when you're planning to write, obviously it always starts with an idea or a character or whatever, but there are two ways that most people, or two categories that most people tend to fall under. The first one would be a plotter.
And what is a plotter?
A plotter, a person or thing that plots, someone that plans out their novel before writing it.
And the second one would be a pantser. Pantser.
I know, it doesn't sound like a real word.
But trust us.
This is what a pantser is.
A pantser, a term coined by NaNoWriMo meaning to write by the seat of your pants, to have nothing but the basics planned for your novel.
Now, I know that I tend to fall somewhere in the middle. I'll definitely do what I like to call a loose outline. I know where I'm going, and I always know where I'm going to end up, but sometimes I don't know necessarily how I'm going to get there. Mary Beth works a little bit differently.
I'm a little more of a pantser. I basically go into stories knowing an ending. And I feel to plot things out too much stifles my personal creativity. I do know some people who plot individual chapters down to scenes in each chapter, and I think that's great that works for them. But for me, I feel like I prefer to let my characters take me on a journey, and sometimes it takes you to places that you didn't think it was going to go, and it's a million times better than what you had originally imagined it was going to do. So I kind of fall in that middle section a little more too, because I might do some research ahead of time. I might do like a more of a loose outline than Tiffany does, whereas these are the plot points I want to do, but I won't necessarily break it into chapters or things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had both experiences, because sometimes a character comes alive almost right before your eyes, and you don't want to necessarily limit them, but of course you have to know where they're going to go, otherwise you'll have an 11,000-page manuscript, and unless you're George R.R. Martin, that doesn't really work. So we kind of just wanted to talk a little bit about that, because there's, if you go to writing workshops or if you go to any conferences, there's a lot of talk about that. And Mary Beth and I went to one writing conference where the person that was doing the talking, said, this is how you have to do it. It has to be like this. And we kind of both just don't agree with that.
Right.
What works for you and creating the most complex characters and interesting plotline that you can, obviously, is what you want to do. But there are all different kinds of ways to get there.
Right. Everybody's creative process is different. I know people that make picture boards. They either go out and snap pictures, or they look through magazines and photo books, and they will cut them up and make a big board for inspiration.
I definitely do that, and that helps me if I'm building a world, if I want to remember too, because sometimes you start off describing this world and then you lose it a little bit. So you always kind of want to give yourself the clearest picture so that you can convey that to the reader. And I find that pictures and like a vision board, it's not, but it really definitely helps. Basically, whatever is going to work. And what works on one novel doesn't always translate to the other novel. And that's what I found, the more that you write, the more you'll kind of get into a groove, but really the characters are going to dictate for you. I'm really big on making playlists. I make music playlists, and then I start putting that together, and I get in that world, in that space, and it really definitely helps me with that. So whether you're a plotter or a pantser, knowing what is the strength and weakness, that allows you to kind of alternate as you need to.
I agree. And there are a lot of different ways to go about it. Just if you write things down, if you have an idea, I tend to have ideas in the shower. I have Aqua Notes so that I can jot things down while I'm in the shower, because I'll forget by the time I get out. But just because you write things down, because you write ideas down, because you write down character descriptions, doesn't make you a plotter,
right?
Per se. I don't know, it just keeps you organized to your own version of being organized. Right. I find I have a problem. I don't describe my characters in great detail because I like my readers to kind of be able to picture them however they want. But I do make myself notes so that I remember, oh, this was such and such's last name, because I rarely use last names. This is their hair color, their eye color, siblings, that kind of thing, so that I don't have to go back and fix errors and plot holes because I forgot something along the way.
Absolutely.
Again, not being a plotter,
right.
but still writing at the seat of my pants. I just have some little, quick notes to help me along the way.
Yeah, there's just some fundamentals, some basics that you kind of need to keep straight, and whatever system that you have, we would love to hear about it. If you want to shoot us an email or leave us a comment,
Yes, in the below.
let us know. Do we have a lot of plotters or pantsers out there, or do you have one foot on each side of the fence? We'd love to hear from you.
Okay.
And that's it.
That is it.
Bye. Keep turning those pages.
Bye-bye.